Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my broadcast of Namaste Warrior Yoga. Today I'd like to speak about the approach people take in life in general. How we as Westerners, Americans, differ from our Eastern people, our Eastern friends. One of the things that I find interesting and one of the biggest gripes and beef that I have with our American culture is we think we're the best. We think we have the best of everything. We think we're the best at everything. And the unfortunate reality is that that's not true. Majority of us are quite stiff and inflexible, rigid in our thinking, close-minded, ignorant, and completely unconscious to the reality of our environment. It's like we're walking with blinders on, and we don't look around to see what's going on in the world, globally. And it's, how do I know this? How do I feel this deep within myself? And maybe you share this with me, maybe you don't, but this is just my viewpoint. But it's interesting. I've been teaching all across the world. I've taught in Thailand, I've taught in Costa Rica, I've taught monks, I've taught people of all races, creeds, colors, you name it. And it's interesting to see the difference between the Eastern approach to physical and mental fitness and the Western approach. I mean, we have everything available to us. We have books, videos, DVD, YouTube, unfiltered, right? Not like in China when things are filtered, and we have everything available to us. Yet we don't always prescribe to do the right thing and to put in the right effort to be truly best par excellence for ourselves, right? And I'm not talking about competition here now, West versus East. I'm talking about personal excellence. We think we're the best, but we're not truly the best, and we're not even doing our very best when we are doing whatever the hell we're doing, okay? And how do I know this? From experience, from teaching, like I said, around the world, and seeing the approach that people take and the pride they take in their physical appearance, physical fitness, their mental fitness, the way that they interact with the world, the way they communicate with people around them, the way that they share of themselves. And I do, as you guys know, I support Nepal, I support the land of the Buddha, I support the Buddha's beliefs in loving kindness, compassion, and I'm trying to be more of those virtues, those characteristics, in order to balance out my Western approach of being competitive and being generally perceive myself as the best. Well, in order to be the best, you also have to have all these qualities that I just mentioned that are so highly valued in the Eastern world. When I teach yoga classes, I see a lot of my students are quite inflexible and quite stiff. And this is not just resonates in, physically, this resonates mentally. Because if your body is stiff, if your posture is sunken, if your chest is sunken, if you have your head low, if you're not making eye contact, if you're always griping, rolling your eyes, giving the instructor attitude, it is a clear sign of resistance, right? You come to class, you paid money, you volunteered yourself. Why not bring the very best of yourself to the mat? And unfortunately, not everybody even realizes, not even everybody is conscious enough or aware enough of what kind of self, the attributes they bring to class, the attitude. And the mental attitude that we bring as Westerners is, like, psh, I got this. I already know everything. Don't teach me. Don't tell me things about spirituality. Don't tell me how to be, how to act. But I believe that is very important in our society. I believe it's truly necessary to learn the right values and morals to live by. And in my yoga classes, we do in fact practice these virtues. And we start with our physical body. We start with first the awareness of the breath, because this is the easiest way to first become aware of your bodily functions, because aware of how you feel in the present moment, to ground yourself, to get out of the ego, to get out of the mind games, to get out of the societal pressures, and to really focus deep within yourself on your personal health. To be the best that you can be, you need to know what it feels like to feel good. So we concentrate on the breath. We learn to calm our nervous system. We learn to balance our energies. And then we start doing our physical practice. So we can sit in postures like lotus, just like they do in India. They start from a very early age. Of course, we Westerners, we can't sit like this. We can't even squat. You know how many people come to my class and they can't simply squat? If you ever go to Asia and you try to sit on the toilet, they might not even have a toilet for you to sit on. They might just have a hole in the ground. Yeah, try to poop that way. If you cannot squat. This is already a skill, right? Just even knowing how to squat. But we forgot. We forgot how to move our bodies. We forgot how to be physical. And that physicality also limits us mentally. If you are rigid, if you are unsure of how to have a long spine, if you don't know how to conduct and move your body in space three-dimensionally, you're going to be also limited in the way you are being creative, in the way that you think, and in the way that you feel. You might have tunnel vision. You might be completely absorbed in a narrow-minded state where the routine that you are doing every single day might not be serving your best interest. And if you come to a yoga class, we're going to expand your consciousness by letting you learn how to first move your body, which will then open up all these different channels and energies within yourself to be more creative and move, look around yourself, get to know the world around you. So it's a mental and physical practice. And that's why I love doing what I do. I love teaching for this very reason, because I help people get to know themselves, get to know their body. I teach them tricks, techniques of how to better their physicality so they can parkour, so they can participate in athletic activities and sports, so they can raise healthy children, so they can go to school and be mentally sharp, focused. So when you need to be narrow-minded, you can narrow in. And when you need to expand your consciousness and to be aware of more of your environment, you don't feel lost. You don't have doubts. You feel confident in the way that you move, in the way that you feel. And there's no price on that. There's no value I can put on it. It's priceless. Just being able to sit in a lotus pose comfortably, right? To have a strong midsection. Okay, maybe I don't have the strongest midsection right now, but it is a tough pose to balance in. To be able to lengthen, to hold your spine long, to increase your longevity, to increase your daily endurance, which is your energy, your vitality, to be able to move and twist and bend without breaking, and subconsciously, or is it unconsciously? I'm not that smart sometimes. We know that we can break, but yoga teaches us fluidity. Yoga teaches us elasticity, the ability to expand in all directions and be free to liberate your body of inner stress, inner tension, muscular tension, and of course, stressors that worry us all the time, mental stressors. Try meditating 5 minutes a day to empty your mind of all the junk that fills it up, to pollutes your state of being, your consciousness. Imagine like you're constantly walking through a fog, and it's thick and it's right in front of you, and you're constantly reaching out, but you can't see what's going on. And you're frightened, right? Because you can't see what's in front of you. You have eyes, but you cannot see. Because there's so much pollution in our world, in our metropolises, such as if you live in New York, yeah, you're gonna have problems. There's stressors all around, the media, the social pressures. How do you get out of that thinking, that box that is being constantly put on you and makes us rigid and tight? Yoga is one of the best ways to combat your stress, to get out of the box mentality, and to become free, conscious, supple in your movements, in your thoughts. Please join me for a class. Take a chance. Come to class and see what you can do with your body, with your physicality. Can you mentally relieve your stress by learning some of these wonderful, time-tested, science-tested, and proven medical techniques? Come to Namaste Warrior and feel the heat of liberation and bliss.